Hello and welcome back to the Champions League Challenge on Football Manager 2022, where we're in charge of Steaua Bucharest in the top tier of Romania. In today's episode, we have our final three games of the season. We are still in a relegation battle of sorts. We are, as you can see, 6th place in the table. We're 3 points clear of the two relegation playoff places, but we have been struggling. We've been struggling so much that I decided to change formation for the game against Politehnica Timișoara, which was the first game that I've played off camera. I changed it to a 4-1-4-1 formation with a defensive midfielder and changed our tactical style to fluid counter-attacking, and it seemed to have worked, if not for in an attacking sense, but for a defensive sense, as we managed to keep a clean sheet and picked up a 0-0 draw, which I'm more than happy to take away from home against a fellow relegation rival. We did have a chance late on to get a winning goal, but Gaz Metan just decided he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper and decided to just smash the ball straight at him. So it did end 0-0. Next, we had a big 6-pointer against FC Botoșani. It was 6th place us against 7th place Botoșani. We took the lead early on with a header from Di Sommer from a Niaksu corner on 7 minutes, but we just couldn't keep them out until the end of the game. 64th minute, Kaya heading in from a Matheus Santos free kick and levelling the game for Botoșani. Botoșani did dominate, probably should have won, to be quite honest. They hit the woodwork and Kapachi had a header, headed the ball off the line from a Botoșani chance. Next up, we were at home to UTA Arid, who were second in the table heading into this game. The scoring was opened by UTA Arid, Cristea scoring from 25 yards out after just 2 minutes, and at that point I thought that the day was just going to be a terrible one where we were going to get battered. We did get dominated, not possession-wise, but in terms of how many chances everyone had. But we did have a couple of efforts ourselves in the first half after conceding the Cristea goal. Huiban and Badea both missed good opportunities, one-on-one with the goalkeeper again, just not able to get the ball past him and into the back of the net. Dima then scored a header from a Razdan corner just after half-time. We did get a goal back this summer, scoring a header from an Unia free kick on the 61st minute, but we couldn't get the equalising goal, and it was a 2-1 defeat. Which means we are playing all three of our final league games, well, depending on... So if we do enough against U Craiova to secure our safety, then I'll just come back for the final game of the season in this episode. But if not, then we'll have all three games. So we've got U Craiova up first. They're currently 5th. We are currently 6th. I don't think we can overtake them if we win. I think we're too many points behind. We're 4 points behind them, so we can go to within a point of them. We need to keep an eye on what Academica Clinceni and Botoșani are both doing as well, because they are just 3 points behind us currently. Clinceni have got Politehnica Timișoara, so that's a big game down the bottom end of the table. And then Botoșani aren't playing today. We also have the slight issue yet again of games coming thick and fast. So there's a bit of rotation today. There's a player in the team that you're not going to recognise. I've literally just dragged him up from the under-19s into the first team for his first appearance today. So we're sticking with a defensive formation, but it's actually going to be a 5-4-1 formation because our one and only player who can play defensive midfield, Nicholas Burel, is in need of a rest, so can't play today. So we've got 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, 1 up front. We've got Tomaniga in goal. Daniel Dunia is the player that's never played for us, and I've just dragged up from the under-19s. He's all right. He's I've not got much to say about him. He's our only option. I could play Kalantariu, but he's being difficult, and I don't want to. Then we have Di Sommer and Benea in central defence alongside Moldovan. I forgot for a second there that I was playing 3 centre backs, and Paul Kapachi at left back, Dragici at right wing, Pasinan and Badea in the centre midfield with Jovan Mitrovic at left wing and Gaz Metan as the lone man up front today. We're playing out with our fluid counter-attack tactical style, and hopefully we can get something against Craiova. First chance of the game, it's going to go to Craiova. On down with a free kick. Compagno has a great opportunity and Craiova have taken the lead. The referee is going to consult VAR though. It might be offside. We have had some good news though. Politehnica Timișoara are ahead against Academica Clinceni, but the good news doesn't continue as that goal has been given. But that does mean that Academica Clinceni won't be overtaking us as things stand in the league, and we will still be remaining 6th And we might have a chance here. Kapachi with a throw in it to the left winger. Mitrovic tries to beat his man. Can he find a bit of space to get a ball in? He can. Huiban's there, but it's easily collected by the Craiova goalkeeper. And he is going to launch that ball forward. We need one of our defenders to win it. They don't, but we are going to get the ball at the back with Moldovan. And we can move forward with it now with Mitrovic. Plays that back to his left-sided friend, Kapachi. And the centre-backs just passing it amongst themselves. We just give the ball away. It's a habit of ours. We just like to clear the ball into an area where none of our players are. And now Craiova have another opportunity. Busu running down this left-hand side, gets the ball in. And that's off the bar. And Campagno was not the first to react there. He could have had an easy tap-in, but Benea did brilliantly well to hook that ball away and keep us to just a goal off Craiova. For the time being, there's another effort on goal there, and Niga with an excellent save. Busu has the ball still for Craiova, and then Passionel makes a good challenge to win the ball back. Chance for Craiova early in the second half now from a throw-in. It's Baton with the ball. Finds Nessiu. Back to Baton on the edge of the box. Pulls that back to Asamoah. Asamoah now to Negru on the edge of the box. Comes inside the box. Beats his man. Goes a bit wide. Pulls it back. Marquette's there. And Francois Marquette has got his first goal of the season. And Craiova are now 2 goals up. Now we're gonna make some changes, but it's 2 of the players that are looking motivated out there that I'm going to take off. I want to take off Benea, and we'll bring on Wallace at centre back, and I'm also going to take off Jovan Mitrovic at left midfield, and we'll bring on Claudio Denos. Tactics wise, we're not really having much opportunity. The counter attacking isn't really working. I'm going to try something a bit odd. But Kapachi's going to move to left wing back. Denos is going to move to left wing. Put Denos as an inside forward. And we'll see how this odd tactical change works for us. Okay, we could have an opportunity here. Free kick. Wallace to take it. He's scored from a free kick before. And Moldovan's there. It's cleared by the defender. Moldovan almost had an open goal there to score for us. We've got a corner though. Passionel to take it. As my cat has entered the room. And that's headed away and Dragici's going to collect it. Come on, maybe you're my lucky mascot. So we're going to switch Denos to where Dragici's playing. And I'm going to make sure that my cat doesn't do anything. Oh, say hello, Blossom. No? Okay. I think she's a bit camera shy. So Denos has been swapped with Dragici. Dragici's going to come off. We're going to bring Passionel on at left wing. And we're going to see what happens from there. I would like to take the right back off. Daniel Jr. not having a great time on debut for us today, as you would expect, because he's not really good enough quality for the first team, and I was just forced into making him play. But we'll see how we get on for the last 20 minutes or so of the game. It'd be nice if we could get a goal back. Elsewhere, Politehnica Timisoara still ahead against Academica Clincini, so things looking okay there in terms of our league position. We'll be 2 points clear of the playoff places still. And time has ran out. We've lost 2-0 in the first of today's 3 games, and we didn't really ever look like scoring. So we have 3 games left. Botasani have a game in hand on us. They're just 3 points behind us, so we could soon find ourselves in the relegation playoff places, which is not where we want to be. We've not been in them the entirety of the season so far. We've stayed away from the relegation battle until it seems the final 3 games. And that is where we're falling down. We need Botasani to continue losing. We need all them teams, all the 4 teams below us, to just continue losing. And with that victory over us, FC U Craiova have actually secured their survival for next season. So it's good news for them, if not for us. So here we are. It's 2 days later. We've got the game at home against Gaz Metan Medias. It's 6th against 4th in the relegation group. We've got other teams playing later than us today. Academica Clincini, they've got a tough game against Arid. Botasani and Concordia Chiajna, the bottom 2, facing each other. Botasani, of course, if they win, could go level on points with us. And then FCSB and FC U Craiova doesn't really affect us. But we need to win. We're going to have to make loads of changes as well because of the fatigue from playing just 2 days ago. So Razvan Anea is coming back into the squad for Dunya. I'm going to try out a new formation again, I think. Which is dangerous at this stage of the season, but they seem to have pretty okay familiarity with the 4-4-2 diamond formation. So we've got to rest Sommer. He's not in a great condition. Who do we bring on? We'll put Wallace in for De Sommer. Nick can come in for Capacci at left back. Defensive midfield, we're going to go with Burrell. And actually, Benea could play instead of Wallace at centre back. We'd rather do that one, I think. So Burrell in defensive midfield. We've got Bedea. He's out suspended. He's picked up too many yellow cards this season, so he's going to miss today's match. So we're going to bring Robert Niaksu in for him. We're going to put Passionel as the attacking centre midfielder. Dragici is going to come off for Chaperliu to partner Huiban up front. And then we'll leave him as an attacking midfielder on support, I think. Chaperliu, we'll put him as his favoured, pressing forward on attack. And then Huiban can be a target forward on support. We'll stay with the fluid counter-attack tactical style for the time being. I do need to make a change to the bench because Bedea is still on it. So yeah, we'll stick with we'll try this out. I mean, trying things out when you're in the middle of a relegation battle with 2 games left of your season isn't probably a wise thing to do, but we'll see how we get on. First chance of the game, and it's going to be Gaz Metan Medias with it. It's a header just wide from one of their players. I didn't catch his name, and they've got a throw in just inside their own half now. Barbeau with the ball to Marcelo Lopez. It'd be great if we could win the ball high up the pitch here. I don't think that's going to happen. Vlad with it again at left back, forward to Sliokin. Cloaken? Can't see his name. Barbeau now in the centre of the field to Sibo. Back to Matricardi. Short passing play from Gaz Metan. Golovka running down this right hand side now. Trying to beat his man. Gets the ball into the box. It's headed away by Benea, but it's going to come back to Gaz Metan. It's Tomo with the ball on the edge of the box. Finds Vlad in tons of space in the left. Ball in. And Marcelo Lopez has just skied that over the bar. Okay, 24 minutes gone. And we're going to make a tactical change. I'm going to revert back to my custom-made tactic. I've made some slight amends to it. So we're no longer having a slightly higher pressing, attacking line. And we're obviously not distributing the flanks anymore because we don't have anyone on the flanks, well, apart from the fullbacks, but they're playing defensive. In fact, with that in mind, apologies if you can hear my cat purring. She's enjoying her strokes. She's wanting the help. She's assistant manager for the day. So we'll stick Passionel as advanced playmaker on attack. Got target forward on support, pressing forward on attack. We'll stick Passionel, the other Passionel, as centre midfielder on support and see how we get on. See if we create any more chances. Passionel's just given the ball away. That's brilliant. Excellent stuff. Well done, Stefan. That's why you're in the team, just to give the ball away to Gaz Metan. That's exactly why you're there. Now, Saibo coming forward with the ball for Gaz Metan. Finds Borta on the right-hand side. Back to Saibo. Borta again. Inside to Toma. Toma with the shot. And it's a goal. At this point, it's going to be a miracle if we manage to stay up. We have not won in God knows how long. And the other teams around us or below us seem to be picking up points, if not regularly, semi-regularly. We need to start pulling our finger out, otherwise it's going to be another season in the second tier next year. And Niaksu with the ball, see if we can do something here. Finds Burrell, defensive midfielder. Now Emilian Passionel, back to Niaksu. Nick with it on the left-hand side, the left back. Decides to go back to Moldovan, the centre-back. And Burrell has it again. Now Passionel, Stefan Passionel this time. Forward to Chaperliu. Can we create something? The ball's a bit behind Passionel, but he manages to get it. Passionel now down the right-hand side. Can he get a ball in? He can. Chaperliu's there. And I think Passionel's cross hit the post there. And apparently Stefan Passionel is struggling out there, so I'm going to have to take him off. We don't have any other centre midfielders, so we're going to have to make a formational change. Burrell's going to have to come into centre midfield for Passionel, and then God knows what I'm going to do. We'll bring another centre back on, I guess. Wallace coming on for Passionel. Not much else I could do. Free kick for Gaz, and it's off the bar, and it's cleared. Golovka, the free kick taker's got it back again, but Burrell manages to clear that. We are hanging on to just being beaten by 1-0. Wallace with a free kick. I'm hoping that wasn't a shot. It looked like it was a shot. If it was a shot, he's deluded to think he's going to score from there. It's Popescu with a long ball forward. Wallace wins the ball in the end. It's going to come to Chaperliu now. Can we get on the attack? Forward to Passionel. Holds it up and plays it back to Chaperliu. All the way back to Wallace, the first half substitute. Wallace gets the ball back again from Benea. Forward to Passionel. Now Huiban coming deep for the ball. We just keep playing it back to our centre-backs. Nick on the left-hand side now. Back to Moldovan. Emilian Passinel, can he create something? Huiban's got it, moving forward with it now. Burel through to Niaxiu. Can it be? It can! Robert Niaxiu, his first goal of the season. It's 1-1. We've finally scored a goal. Oh, can this be the start of some form of turnaround? Burel with an excellent through ball. Robert Niaxiu with an excellent finish as well. Goals have been a struggle this season. The strikers have not been fulfilling their duties, but Robert Niaxiu definitely did that time. Speaking of strikers, Dragos Huiban, it looks like he's given it everything today, according to one of my coaches, so he's going to come off. We've only got Dimsu Halep on the bench, who can play up front. We do have the option of moving Passionel up front and then bringing Donos on, but I think I'll bring Dimsu Halep on, and we'll put him as a poacher on attack, and then we'll put Chapurliu as a target forward on support. And we've managed to hold on for a draw, which could be a vital draw, because that means we're now 4 points clear of Botasani. So even if they win today, they won't be going ahead of us. And that result obviously means we remain in 6th place. Now, I did say even if Botasani win today, they won't be going ahead of us, but it does mean they've got 2 games in hand on us and they're only 4 points behind us. So it's not looking great. Polytechnica Timisoara also just got a game in hand and 3 points behind us, so they could find themselves above us very, very soon. As I said, we need to get a win. We need a win. We finally have some good news. We can't get one of the bottom 2 places, so we can't get completely relegated. We might still end up in the playoff, but at least that means we've got a chance to try and save ourselves. We can't fill either 9th or 10th, as they've only got 1 game to play each, and they're 4 points behind us. So that's a bit of a relief. So here we go, it's time for the final game of the season. We have, on paper, the easiest game we could possibly get. But given our recent form, I'm not feeling too confident. We are playing against already relegated Concordia Chiajna, who currently occupy the bottom place in the relegation group of Liga 1. The only side to have been confirmed as relegated thus far. We need to win. And then Botasani will have 2 games in hand on us. So they may be playing at the same time as us, actually. So they might only have 1 game in hand. So we'll have to keep an eye on what their scoreline is, because they're just a point behind us. And yeah, it's going to be scary. As long as we win, I mean, we're still not... Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say there. We're still not confidently safe, even if we win. And then we have to wait 10 days for Botasani to play their final league game. And they're not even kicking off the same time as us. They're kicking off at 7 o'clock, so they're an hour later than us. So we're not going to know their scoreline during our game. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the formation, but I am sure that I'm going to take Stefan Passinel off. And Badea is coming back into the squad because Passinel is in dire need of a rest. I've promised him a rest, so I have to do it. I think I'm going to switch it up back to a 4-3-3 formation with a defensive midfielder, I think. Am I going to have to play George Calantaro? I really don't want to have to, but it didn't go well when I played a youngster last time. So Calantaro is going to have to play at right back, as Onea is lacking in condition. And Moldovan's also going to have to be dropped for today's game. We'll bring Vincenzo de Sommer back in at the side for him. And we're going to switch up the fullback roles to being on support again. And we're going to go back to my custom-made tactic. Oh, it's not worked well for us the back end of the season, this tactic, though. I just want to go for it. Against the team that's bottom of the table, I want to go for it. I want to try and get a victory in our last game of the season. Burel is tired, so we might not be playing that. We're going to go to have an attacking centre midfielder instead then, I guess. So we'll stick Passinel as the attacking centre midfielder. Put him as an advanced playmaker on support. And then we need a right winger. So we've got Stefan Dragici, who can come in there as a winger on attack. Huiban can play as an inverted winger on attack. Got Bogdan Chapurliu up front. I think he's the best option to go with. Yeah. So I think this is the lineup that we're going to go with. A lot of changes, in not just in this game, but in this entire episode. Lots of formations used. Lots of tactics used. Hopefully this tactic's going to work to get us a victory against Concordia Chiajna. A side who, of course, came up with us last season from the second tier of Romania, and they've had a bit of a struggle. Their struggle's been season long. Ours, of course, has just been the back end of the season. We had a great start to the season, but couldn't keep that up. Okay, first chance of the game, and Kalantari's got it at the back for us now. He plays that forward to the right winger, Dragici. We have had a few efforts on goal already with 6 minutes played. Concordia Chiajna yet to have an effort. Hopefully this isn't going to be a chance for them. Huiban gets the ball on the left-hand side now. Can we get an early goal? It would be a brilliant start if we can. Niaksu, is he fouled? And is it a penalty? It's a foul. Is it in the box? We're going to go to VAR. I feel like it might be just outside the box. But they are checking. And it's a penalty. Excellent. Right, we need to score this. Don't miss the penalty. Please don't miss the penalty. It's Kalantariu. Steps up. And he scored. The right back, who has been out of favour with me all season, pretty much, because he wasn't getting enough game time because he's old and he's not as good as he was last season, has scored what could be a vital penalty for us in this season. He tried his best to hit it straight at the keeper, to be fair to him, but the keeper doing a terrible job of saving it and just letting the ball go through his hands. Now, we've had a habit of throwing away leads this season. Please don't continue that. It's a free kick in a dangerous position for Concordia Chiajna. Angelina to take it, and he's pulled it wide. Corner, Chapurliu to take it. Can we get a second? Badea's there with a header, and it's off the post from Badea. So close to going 2 goals up. Kalantari with the throw-in to Passianel. Nice little flick back to Kalantari. Now Dragici to the back post. Huiban's there with a header, and Huiban scored. Is he onside? I think he is. Dragos Huiban gets our second of the day, and why couldn't we have played this way before? It's probably down to me and my tactical choices and my formational choices and all the changes that I've made. But this is exactly the way that I wanted us to play all season. Now, I do have a habit of expecting more from teams than they're actually capable of. So, of course, we were expected to be fighting relegation all season. I think the start of the season that we had that was so positive has sort of given me a false sense of where we should be. In reality, this is where we should be. We should be fighting it out on the last game of the season to stay up. And that is where we are. Corner, Chapurliu to take again. It's towards Dragici, but it's headed away. And Sommer should come and collect that. Popescu might get there first, though, when he does. Popescu with the ball for Concordia Chiajna. Can he get an attack started for the boys in green? Jokic with the ball at the back. Forward, given away. That's what we've been doing. Just long ball to no one, but not today. Badea through to Passinel. Now Huiban, and Huiban scored again. It's 3-0. It's his third goal of the season. He's realised what he needs to do to score goals, finally. It's taken all season, but he's managed to get 2 today, and it's the perfect time to do it. We just need to hope that Botasani don't get full points in their 2 games that they've got in hand on us. And it looks like we might have a free kick here. Chapurliu's going to take it. Left-footed, in a very good position. Chapurliu takes, and Chapurliu with an excellent free kick. 7th goal of the season for him. Everyone's getting in on the action. The strikers who have been failing to score so much this season. Huiban's got 2. Chapurliu's got 1. I don't understand. I did say on paper this should be an easy game. Chiajna, of course, already relegated. The worst side in the league. And we are managing to beat them, thankfully. But we have an injury to deal with. Robert Niaksu. So we're going to have to bring Burel on, who's not in a great condition, but he should be able to last the last half an hour. We'll stick him as a deep line playmaker on support, which is his favoured role, and we'll confirm the change there. We'll make another change. Passinel's looking a bit tired out there, so we'll bring Claudio Donos on, who's already looking pleased, and give him a bit of a run out. And we've got a throw in on the right hand side. Kalantariu, who played very well today, to be fair to him. Ball in from him. Chapurliu's there with a header, and it's off the bar, I think. Just off the top of the goal, possibly. Chapurliu nearly getting a second today. And it's a goal kick for Chiajna. Gurau with a great pass to Andronic. Andronic plays it back to Mark. Now Angelina. Back to Andronic. Running forward down his left-hand side. A lot of space there. But Kalantari with an excellent tackle. Is he going to get sent off? He's on a yellow. It always makes me a bit wary when we get a highlight and a player on a yellow card is involved. But I think we're safe from him getting sent off for the time being anyway. Nick moves forward with the ball, finds Donos. Now Burel. Long ball from him. Finds Huiban. Huiban in tons of space. Can he get a ball in? He can. It's right across the face of goal and Dragici. He either hit the post or hit the keeper. One of the two. But it was a great effort. Another chance late on here. hopefully it's going to be a fifth goal for us as Nick has it at left back. Plays a nice ball to Huiban, who is going to take on his man. He's looking very confident out there today. Huiban plays it back to Burel, now Denos. Forward to Chaperlu. Nice through ball from him. Dragici surely this time goes around the keeper and Dragici has scored. I was thinking of taking him off because he looked a bit tired. He might be offside. We're going to go to VAR. I think it's been given. I'm assuming it's been given because I'm seeing a replay of the goal. Yeah, he was miles onside. An excellent touch to go around the keeper and then beautifully placed into the back of the net. We're 5-0 up against Concordia Chiajna. And we're just going to see the tight offside replay here. And it was a tight offside, to be fair, but he was in line with him. So 5-0 confirmed. And Botasani are 1-0 down. They're in the first half in that game, but they're playing against Steaua Craiova, who are top of the relegation stage, and they're currently losing 1-0. So things are looking positive in that sense. And I mean, can I say that? I don't think I can say that, can I? We've managed to stay up by virtue of results elsewhere. But Botasani haven't finished their game. I mean, I'll say it. Yeah, so I've just had a press conference that's also said that we've confirmed our place in the league for next season. But Botasani, according to this league table, have 2 games in hand, which would take them up, if they win both of them, to 28 points. But of course, they are playing against Steaua Craiova, who will probably beat them. So then we will be safe. So we just have to wait to see what happens in the Botasani game today. Hopefully they don't win, because otherwise they'll have to wait until the 27th of May to confirm whether we're playing a playoff or not. And I think we're safe. We are. We've secured survival on the final day of the season. FC Botasani losing 4-0 to top of the table Steaua Craiova, and we can't be caught by them anymore. We are going to be at least 1 point clear of the relegation places if Botasani win their game in hand. And I don't know how it came down to this. I said it earlier. We started the season so well that I sort of forgot that we are a newly promoted side when we're expected to be fighting against relegation for the entirety of the season. So it's sort of a relief in hindsight that we weren't fighting it at the start of the season. But I mean, I'd rather have those two flipped around, that we were fighting relegation at the start of the season and then we're more comfortable in the second half of the season. But we've managed to stay up, which is the objective for the season achieved. And I think that means a bit of money into the finances. Yeah, 56.5 grand into the finances, which will help. The board's been putting a couple of $100,000 in here or there all throughout the season, and that's why we're in the positives. If you look at our wage budget for next season, though, it's a bit low compared to this season's. This season's was 11,805. We're currently spending over that because of some contract, some clauses, that's the word, in people's contracts that gave them increased wages if they played so many games. I think it was mainly Jovan Mitrovic. He's had a bit of a wage increase this year. But because of players leaving, we are only committed to spending 9.3k, so we've still got £400 to play with. But I'm hoping with the extra money that comes in from the league that maybe the board will be a bit more generous with the wage budget. If not, it'll be loans that we're having to get in again. Speaking of which, not sure I mentioned, but Raz Van Aner and Andrei Moldovan are both with us again for at least the start of next season. We've extended their loan deals, and they've both been very good players for us and been instrumental in keeping us up. And there's the official news item that we have indeed secured our place in Casa Liga 1 for next season. Aha! And just as I was talking about before, the board have set the initial wage budget for next season and the transfer budget as well. We've got 12.5k in the transfer budget and 11.75k in the wage budget. I'll see how much difference it makes to the wage budget if we adjust the transfer budget into it. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. Yeah, no, it doesn't make any difference at all. So might as well keep the 12 grand just in case we find someone that's cheap and doesn't have much wages, but that's quite nice. We've got a bit to spend on probably free transfers, I imagine, but still, players can come in. So here we are. It's time for the season review for Steaua for the 2022-23 season. So a quick look at our new arrivals, the best of which was Albert Popper, but that doesn't really count because he only played twice for us, getting an average rating of 7.55. Andrei Moldovan with a 7.23 has been solid at centre-back for us. as has Vincenzo de Sommer, another one of the centre-backs. They are probably the two best signings that we've had. In terms of the season's results, so we can take a look at the league table here, and I can confirm Sepsi won the league this year. Cluj finishing second with the Europa Conference League place, and then Chindia Targovishta getting the other European Conference League place from winning the cup. Botasani and Concordia Chiajna were relegated with, I believe, Politehnica Timisoara and Academica Clincini battling it out in the playoffs to try and secure their place in Liga 1 for next season. We, of course, finished 6th in the relegation playoff. Our board expectation was to fight bravely against relegation, which we did, only really getting dragged into the mess at the end of the season. In terms of the cup, we didn't have much of an expectation. It was just to be competitive, and we managed to make it to the 6th round. So we won one round and then got beat by our rivals FCSB in the 6th round of the cup. Our biggest win was the last day of the season, 5-0 victory against Concordia Chiajna. Match to remember was a 3-0 victory over Academica Clincini at the start of the season, and then goal of the season came from Dragici in a game against Universitatea Craiova in the cup. As my other cat has now entered the room. It's just a feline-friendly episode. Now, for the finances, we've got a nice increase in broadcast revenue. Our sponsorship's exactly the same as last season. Corporate and hospitality's gone up as well, as has competition prize money and matchday commercial and retail. So all good, but you would expect all those to go up with us playing in a higher level of football. In terms of shirt sales, Huiban, Dragici, Ciperliu, Badea and Passionel were our top sellers. Now for how we lined up, let's see if we agree with this. So the same 4-2-3-1, I think we did play that most of the season. Niger in goal, Anea, Moldovan, Disoma, Capaci in defence, Badea and Passionel in midfield. I'd argue Burrell should be there. He probably played more in centre midfield, I want to say. Dragici, Danos and Mitrovic in the attacking midfield line, and Ciperliu up front. This is pretty much what we started the season with. We did change things as we went through. Now for the accolades. So Moldovan has picked up Fans Player of the Season and Young Player of the Season. Disoma is Signing of the Season. Goal of the Season, as we said, Dragici. Top goal scorer with 8 was also Dragici. Most assists, Nicholas Burrell with 8. Most Player of the Match awards and highest average rating was Andre Moldovan. And most passes completed per 90 minutes was Nicholas Burrell. I don't think the competition awards have been released yet, so that's why there's nothing there. Not that I expect to pick any awards up, but you never know. Record breakers, Tomaniga picked up the most clean sheets by a player in the season with 11. Worst discipline was Razvan Onea with 9 yellow cards. No red cards though. Highest transfer fee received was for Dean Beta for 20 grand, and then the fastest goal was Claudio Danos scoring after 15 seconds. We have received 44.5 grand for achieving 6th place in the relegation group of Casa Liga 1. It's a bit less than what it said in the rules, but it's still money, so can't complain. In terms of players inducted into the overall best 11, we've got Moldovan, who is the pick of the 7 players that have been inducted. Of course, he's been key for us this season. The other players that have been inducted are Dragici, Disoma, Niga, Onea, Capaci and Mitrovic, all key players for us this year. Now we've got a meeting about our club vision and expectation for next season. My contract expires apparently at the end of next season. I thought it was the end of this one. I must have signed a 2-year deal. I can't remember. I'll have to check that. But in terms of what they want to sign players under the age of 23, which is the same as this year, and then to play defensively solid and counter-attacking football. I might try and get rid of one of these. I'll try and get rid of counter-attacking football. They want us to work within the wage budget, repair the club's financial damage, and fight bravely against relegation again next season. So not much changing. Okay, they definitely want us to play counter-attacking football, so I'm not going to argue that any more than I already have, because they are getting a bit angry. So we'll confirm that vision, and we'll finish that meeting there. If you're interested, squad dynamics, dressing room atmosphere is average. It's gone down a little bit. Managerial support is excellent though, which is a good thing, and I'm sure everything will improve once we get the 3 troublemakers, Kalantaru, Popper, and what's his name? Zaharia. Yeah, they're the 3 troublemakers. Once we get them out of the club, things should improve. I'll do the end of season team meeting quickly, discuss the plans for next season. So I'll say you need to come back ready to fight to stay up again. And apparently I'm being too optimistic, according to the majority of players. So work as hard as possible to try to avoid the drop. That's what I wanted to hear. Brilliant. Promises. I hate the fact that I have to give promises. I'll strengthen the midfield. Loads of people have been complaining that the midfield needs strengthening, but it seems they're not really that bothered anymore. that'll do. Right, okay, that went okay, I guess. Oh, geez. Oh, they don't get much of a break. So the squad have gone on holiday until the 5th of June. It's the 28th of May. They've got like a week off. That's ridiculous. That's madness. Training camp plans have been announced. We're having a training camp in Ljubljana in Slovenia. I've been there before. Very nice, Ljubljana. The camp will start on the 16th of June, last until the 26th of June. So this is how Liga 2 finished this season. So both Bucharest sides are making their way back up to the top tier. So we'll have even more Bucharest derbies next year against Dynamo and Rapid. There's the playoff to be contested between, not that one, I think I have to go to Casa Liga 1 to get it. So Hermannstadt are trying to take Politehnica Timișoara's place, and Academica Clinceni are facing Universitatea Cluj to try and secure their place in Liga 1 for next season. So looking ahead to next season, and that the start date for next season is the 8th of July. So we're coming back on the 5th of June. We've got a month's pre-season to play. Probably going to bring in some players, mainly because we do have the budget to play with, and we do need a bit more depth and a bit more quality as well. I'm not sure which positions yet, but I'll cover that in the next episode, where we'll be back for the start of the season, the start of our second season in Liga 1. Hopefully a season where we push on and try and solidify our place in the league and not have a relegation battle come the end of the season like we have this year. And just before I forget, I'm going to look at my contract. So my contract expires on the 30th of June. So hopefully I'll be back next episode with the first game of the new season. I'm assuming they're going to renew my contract because they're pleased. I've got a B rating, so I can't see why they wouldn't. But I will let you know. Not sure what I'll do if they don't renew my contract. But that's something to look forward to in the next episode. So that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified. And I'll see you next time.